From north to south, India stands ripped apart by Netagiri. From a VVIP son bailed just hours after being arrested for stalking a woman at midnight, to a BJP leader who shamefully roadblocked an ambulance. And now a chief minister too caught up in a power struggle to care about the lives of his very own citizens. It's the most widespread disease in the country. Thanks for being with me, Shiv Arur, here on 5 Live, as we put the spotlight straight on VVIP Netagiri, from stalkers to shameless cowards who stop ambulances, to a chief minister in Tamil Nadu who couldn't give two hoots about his citizens. His priority is the power struggle and his VVIP privileges. Thanks for tuning in. It was an ambulance on a busy road in Chennai, except this wasn't the kind of traffic jam that the people of Chennai are really used to. Because the reason for that traffic jam and the reason why a person in an ambulance nearly lost his life was because priority for the traffic policeman was given to Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy's VVIP convoy. In this shocking incident of VVIP apathy in the city of Chennai, which is largely well governed, people are absolutely aghast and furious. Priyamvada reports.
Long line of cars. Angry commuters. But this isn't just any ordinary traffic jam. These images from Chennai are of a big nasty VVIP hold-up on the road, where an ambulance was stopped, and if you can believe it, to allow Chief Minister Palaniswamy's convoy to pass. Watching in disbelief, a few angry motorists jumped out of their cars and asked the traffic police officials to let the ambulance pass. But no, sorry, the police had their orders, and that was to let the VVIP Chief Minister pass. It didn't matter if an ambulance was affected.
We can see in the video that there is an ambulance which was stuck and it was not given away by the traffic police because the convoy had to come. We also see a motorist coming out and telling the police to give way for the ambulance, and also yelling that the Chief Minister is giving interview to the media in the airport, but the path is not being cleared. Finally, the ambulance was indeed given away, but after a long time after the convoy went away. This incident came to light only now after this Facebook video has gone viral.
As social media simmers over the incident, the Chief Minister has come under huge fire for his priorities.
If it is like that, I think the Chief Minister should agree that people have voted for him. He cannot stop people like that.
I don't know why Chief Minister didn't understand it, because an ambulance, life is supposed to be valued more than anything in this world. If an ambulance has not been allowed because the Chief Minister's convoy should go, that is completely not acceptable.
Is Chief Minister Palaniswamy simply too caught up with politics and power struggles to care about his own citizens anymore?
Despite many campaigns, VVIP racism continues, and once again here in Tamil Nadu, an ambulance was stuck because of the CM's convoy. So far, no reaction from the state government. However, the opposition parties in Tamil Nadu have taken up this issue and are hitting out at the Edappadi Palaniswamy government. With video journalist Manohar, this is Priyamvada in Chennai for India Today.
India Today, the only channel reporting on that shocking story. Priyamvada, live with us from Chennai. Priyamvada, has the government reacted? Has the Chief Minister's office reacted to this shocking story?
The This incident took place at least 10 days back, and the Chief Minister was at the Chennai airport, and the road from Tambaram to airport was completely blocked because the CM convoy had to pass by. In the video, we clearly see some of the motorists coming out and saying that the ambulance has to be given away because just because the CM is talking to the media in the airport, they cannot be held up, and it was very pertinent the ambulance be given a space. So far, no reaction has come from the government, but the opposition has hit out at the Edappadi Palaniswamy government. This incident came to light only after a citizen took up this issue on the social media and posted it.
No, it's absolutely unbelievable because we can see the ambulance in those pictures that you've sent us, Priyamvada. We can also see people actually begging the police to let the traffic pass or at least let the ambulance go, but to no avail. Do we know what happened? Do we know the condition of the patient?
The basic information we are getting at this point of time is that so far there was at least one patient in the ambulance. The roads were blocked for some time because the CM's convoy had to pass by, and they have decided, now that we are carrying the story, they are decided to file an inquiry to find out what exactly happened. But opposition has also decided to take up this issue in a big way and demand an answer from the Chief Minister.
But it's not just in Chennai, even though I must say it's very shocking that this actually happened in Chennai, where people are used to a greater degree of political accountability from those who govern the city. But over in Haryana, where the BJP is already under fire, the BJP's Haryana chief, whose son has been accused of harassing a woman, well, another leader, also from the BJP, has been accused of causing the death of a patient in an ambulance in Haryana's Fatehabad. He's the man on your screen, the shameless Neta. Darshan Nagpal was driving along a road when his car collided with an ambulance. He allegedly started quarreling with the driver of the ambulance, as you can see in these pictures, and even beat him up. The altercation lasted for more than 30 minutes, and because of this delay, if you can believe it, ladies and gentlemen, the patient inside the ambulance tragically died. Well, despite the patient's family pleading with the man on your screen to let the ambulance pass, he did not allow the ambulance to leave. He decided to throw his weight around and to aggressively attack the ambulance driver. Nagpal has denied the allegations and refused to even apologize. He even met the relatives of the deceased. And the biggest VVIP arrogance story, the biggest VVIP privileges story today is, of course, Vikas Barala, the Haryana BJP chief's son, who stalked a woman allegedly and was then let off after being bailed. Haryana police is speaking. Let's listen in.
The girl has very clearly said, it's very clear to me that they intended to abduct me. And FIR में
सर, मैं एक बार कह रहा हूँ, हम बिल्कुल ओपन माइंड से चल रहे हैं. अगर कोई सेक्शन लगेगा तो हम जरूर लगा देंगे.
सर, बाकी मामलों में सीसीटीवी फुटेज वगैरह आपकी एकदम आ जाती है, बहुत सारे मामलों में हमने देखा है. इसमें आप क्यों नहीं बता रहे कि कितने टाइम में ये सीसीटीवी फुटेज आपके पास है?
सर, मैं आपको ये कह रहा हूँ कि हम ऑलरेडी टेक्निकल एनालिसिस कर रहे हैं. जब हमारा एनालिसिस कंप्लीट हो जाएगा, मैं बिल्कुल प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस करके आपको बताऊंगा.
बता सकते हैं कब तक पूरा हो जाएगा? कोई टाइम लिमिट है उसकी?
नहीं कह सकता.
बार-बार मॉनिटरिंग कर रहे हैं, सब कुछ कर रहे हैं. इस 26 साल का सीसीटीवी सरकारी सारे खराब पड़े हैं. इस पर मॉनिटरिंग क्यों नहीं? किसका नाच रहा है, उस पर क्या कर रहे हैं?
सर, ये होल लेने दीजिए. आई विल टेल यू ईच एंड एवरी डिटेल. जी,
क्या पॉलिटिकल दबाव पे है पुलिस?
ट्रैफिक लाइट्स की कैमरास के अलावा उस सड़क पे 20-22 कैमरास लगे हैं. आपने क्या उनकी फुटेज कैद की?
मैम, मैं कह रहा हूँ, हम हर कैमरा, जो एक कैमरा है उस रोड पे, सबको एनालाइज कर रहे हैं. जब हमारा टेक्निकल एनालिसिस कंप्लीट हो जाएगा तो मैं आपको बिल्कुल बताऊंगा. मैं नहीं कह सकता मैम अभी.
सर, लड़की के फादर की आ रहे हैं कि उसका जुडिशियल स्टेटमेंट री-रिकॉर्ड कराना जाना चाहिए बिकॉज पीपल वर मेकिंग फोन कॉल्स, पीपल वर कमिंग इन एंड आउट. व्हाट वुड यू हैव टू से अबाउट दैट?
हमारे को सर, अगर वो कोई राइटिंग में कम्युनिकेट कर दें, वी विल डेफिनेटली डू. वी आर डूइंग एवरीथिंग टू हेल्प द विक्टिम.
टू द स्टेटमेंट बी मेड.
वी आर डेफिनेटली ओपन.
कोई सर अभी तक किसी भी तरह की कोई फुटेज तो मिली है? कितने कैमरों से मिली है?
सर, मैं ये कह रहा हूँ कि जब हमारा ये एनालिसिस कंप्लीट होगा, मैं बिल्कुल बताऊंगा. आप जल्दबाजी कर रहे हैं.
आपको लग रहा है कि चंडीगढ़ पुलिस के ऊपर बार-बार इल्जाम लग रहे हैं फेवरिंग द अक्यूज्ड?
First it was the section manipulate karna, then the CCTV issue. Do you think that Chandigarh police is under pressure and there is some manipulation?
सर देखिए, मुझे तो नहीं लग रहा। उसकी वजह है दो जो कि बिल्कुल फैक्ट हैं। एक तो कि सेम रात में बिल्कुल प्रॉम्प्टली हमने FIR रजिस्टर की, बिल्कुल प्रॉम्प्टली हमने अक्यूज़ को पकड़ा। अगर कोई ऐसी बात होती तो ये शायद एक्शन नहीं होते।
सर ये बता सकते हैं
सर बेलेबल ऑफेंस पे दोबारा नॉन बेलेबल।
सर मैं पहले भी कह चुका हूँ कि अगर हम
वेरी फर्स्ट लाइन से
सर एक क्वेश्चन को आप 10 बार पूछेंगे, 20 बार पूछेंगे, जवाब तो वही है जी।
सर जवाब क्या है? एक
डिप्टी साहब ने भी कहा था कि इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रहे हैं, आप भी बोल रहे हो कि इन्वेस्टिगेशन
नहीं बताते।
Okay, that was the Haryana police there, the Chandigarh SSP really talking to the press for the first time since this crime was committed, and he's saying that whatever charges are applicable will be applied. Remember, the charge of abduction has not been applied on Vikas Barala, son of the Haryana BJP chief. There is pressure on both the police to re-arrest the young man as well as for his father Subhash Barala, the Haryana BJP chief, to take moral responsibility for the VVIP privileges given to his son and to resign from the BJP immediately, pending an investigation into the crimes his son stands accused of. Let's take you through the story right now. Let's take you through what has happened so far and the horrors faced by this particular girl. Varnika Kundu, this daughter of an IAS officer, returning home late at night. Well, take a look at this report. This is what happened to her, and this is what she's fighting against.
She was chased, stalked, harassed, threatened, and then shamed. But Varnika Kundu is a fighter. She has taken a vow to fight till her stalker, this VVIP brat of a ruling party Neta, Vikas Barala, is behind bars. After midnight on Monday, India Today drove with Varnika Kundu along the path of a horrific experience for a terrifying account of how she was chased and stalked by Haryana BJP chief Subhash Barala's son.
I mean, it's clear, it's not like they wanted to have a conversation. So this was an attempt to kidnap, and you told that to the cops? Yeah, I mean, my statement said that to me it is extremely clear that this was an attempt to abduct me. I'm not crying out of fear or weakness. I just want everyone to know that. I am fighting it for myself, because if a guy can walk out of his house at 2 a.m. and walk on the roads and feel safe, why can I not? Why should I have to worry that something will happen to me? Why not him?
With pressure growing to arrest the accused Vikas Barala, who was released on bail, his family resorted to victim shaming. Barala's relative Kuldeep allegedly posted photographs of Varnika consuming alcohol and attempted to cast aspersions on her. However, India Today cannot verify these images. But Varnika refuses to relent. Kundu also mentioned that it was a clear attempt to kidnap, but police rubbished any such claim.
ओपी आ गई है 164 की। 164 की स्टेटमेंट में लड़की में कहीं भी किडनैपिंग का जिक्र नहीं हुआ है। उसमें सिर्फ 341 का जिक्र है, वो हमने ऐड कर दिया है।
I mean, it's clear, it's not like they wanted to have a conversation. You're clear that either they wanted to take you in their car or they wanted to come into yours? Definitely. So this was an attempt to kidnap, and you told that to the cops? Yeah, I mean, my statement said that to me it is extremely clear that this was an attempt to abduct me.
2 days after India Today relentlessly pursued justice for Varnika Kundu, sources have now told India Today that CCTV footage of 9 places between sectors 7 and 26 in Chandigarh has gone missing. Politics has also peaked over this high-profile stalking case. The opposition parties want the Haryana BJP chief Subhash Barala sacked and his son arrested. Congress spokesperson Randeep Surjewala lashed out at the BJP government for shielding the VVIP brat.
Police then proceeded to lodge a case which is under bailable offences on the direction and the diktats of the Union BJP government, which is trying to cover up and hush up the entire matter.
Why should CCTVs all along that stretch suddenly become non-functional? Why should the police not make a stronger case and oppose the bail in the court? None of these things were done, which are leading people to believe that there will be a miscarriage of justice.
बहुत ही निंदनीय है और सुभाष बराला को तुरंत इस पद से हटाना चाहिए और उनकी विधानसभा सदस्यता भी रद्द करनी चाहिए.
Voices from the BJP also echoed in similar tune.
Congress should not make it a political one, because then I will start mentioning all the rapes that have taken place in Congress time and how they hushed it up. Look at what Sunanda case, it's outrageous what has happened. And then Jessica Lal, that was also done by a son of a congressman. So therefore, I think the Congress would be wise not to make this an issue, because even in Amethi there was one such incident which has been hushed up.
Under fire, the police have sought legal opinion on sections 365 and 511, which include charges of kidnapping or abduction and attempt to commit offence punishable with imprisonment. But how long will it take to serve justice to Varnika, and when will the accused be brought to books? With Preeti Chaudhary and Manjeet Singh in Chandigarh, Bureau Report, India Today.
And only hours after this nightmare, Varnika Kundu, the woman in question, joined India Today's Preeti Chaudhary in the same car that she was driving when she was harassed and stalked by that VVIP Neta's son, along that same route in Chandigarh, to report, to give you, the viewer, a sense of precisely what this young woman went through. Take a look at this exclusive report by Preeti Chaudhary.
Varnika, why is that you made a decision very clearly that you want to come out and talk about this?
Because I used to believe that, you know, if I'm out in Chandigarh at night, I'm safe. And that night changed all of that for me. It was, I mean, I don't think I still have even had time to fully process it. Like, I still get panicky every time it sort of comes back up. And so I used to think Chandigarh was safe, but yeah, I mean, after that, sorry, I'm so tired, I keep zoning out. Can you repeat your question?
No, just why is it that you've decided that you want to speak out?
Honestly, I lodged the complaint because these guys had terrorized me. It wasn't just simple harassment, it wasn't pang karna, like thoda sa.
Or what eve teasing that mostly you and I and other women are okay with, you know, which we shouldn't be, but we're okay with that.
We barely even noticed it anymore. Yeah. It wasn't eve teasing, this was terrorism. I was terrorized. I was literally terrorized. I think I had my first ever panic attack. I had a spasm in my back from everything that I was feeling. I was almost paralyzed. If it hadn't been a matter of life or death, I might not actually have been able to physically function. The only reason I could function was because my only focus was on driving and not stopping till I get to a safe place.
आपको जब आप पुलिस स्टेशन पहुंचे अपने फादर के साथ, आपको थोड़ा भी आइडिया था कि ये कौन है?
बिल्कुल भी नहीं, क्योंकि ये लड़के तो मेरे से माफी मांग रहे थे. सारा टाइम इन्होंने बहुत कोशिश की कि माफ कर दो, गलती हो गई. वो तो मतलब
भी पकड़ रहे होंगे,
कोशिश कर रहे थे. मैंने कहा उन्हें मेरे से दूर रहो, मेरे पास ही मत आओ, क्योंकि मतलब माफी से मैं क्या करूंगी? मेरे को जो लगा था वो लाइक यू नो, उस माफी का मैं क्या करूंगी?
आप रोइए मत. आपको पता है कि पूरा आपने खुद बोला ना कि सब आपके साथ.
Sorry, I haven't had time to process it also.
I understand. Don't cry, Varnika. You know,
I'm not crying out of fear or weakness. I just want everyone to know that.
No, okay,
It's
fine.
just-
There's something, okay, yes, I'm gonna say that. So you're not crying out of fear and weakness.
No, it's just shock. It's just like, you know, because I'm so overwhelmed because of the last 2 days, it's just that I don't want them to think for even a second that they could scare me. Because that is the whole point of this, that they need to know that they can't just scare women into submission.
You had absolutely no clue the kind of influence or political privilege that they come from.
No, not at all. I mean, they, you know, they were trying to apologize and asking me to, you know, like, whatever, like, please reconsider, please don't do this. But they didn't know the terror I felt. Like,
And you had no idea that this man is the son of the BJP state president of Haryana.
no, I sat in the police station feeling relieved that it was a regular person. So they couldn't possibly, you know, try to get out of this.
So in the morning when you woke up, even you didn't know that you were going to wake up to headlines of BJP Haryana state president's son harasses, stalks IAS officer's daughter.
I did not. I mean, I didn't even know. I didn't even know that, you know, it would make the news. Because as far as I was concerned, I mean, of course, it was a serious thing for me, but it didn't feel newsworthy to me. But then when I saw when I saw who he was, that was when, of course, you know, and then it just suddenly started blowing up. So
The Haryana Chief Minister, Varnika, has said that this is an individual case and it needs to be dealt as an individual and not somebody who's the son of somebody so politically influential. Right? Is there anything that you'd want to say to him?
I think I've said pretty much everything that needed to be said. And, you know, if after all of that, if I still need to say more for action to be taken, then what's the point?
So you're hoping that there's no political influence now, that the matter reaches a conclusive end, which is that proper action with whatever charges that need to be applied happens.
Of course, definitely.
There's a lot of talk about political influence being involved. Has anyone called you, tried to influence you, tried to say, "Ke aisa mat karo, case wapis le lo," anything like that?
No, not at all. I think, and of course, I mean, it's too big now for anyone to even, you know,
attempt it.
Yeah, I guess, because if that were to get out, then it paints it in a whole new light, right? So, but yeah, like nobody has done that. Everything that I have said is what I want to actually say.
You do know that with this fight that you've chosen to fight, right? That you have somewhere down the line become a poster child somewhat for when it comes down to the fight, say, against influence, to the fight for women, against with what we have seen go down. You understand that?
I think I'm beginning to now, because honestly, that was never my purpose. My purpose was to just, you know, educate the people that I can about what happened, and, you know, maybe how those people could try to avoid it. What happened next, how it's gone viral, and yeah, now, I mean, now it is a fight that I have to fight for every woman who is afraid of stepping out alone, or, you know, whose parents are afraid of her stepping out alone. Because now I have to do this. I myself have always had such a problem with the fact that, you know, it's okay for guys to get out. And a lot of journalists have, nobody has of course asked me this, but a lot of them have asked me that, you know, people are commenting about how you were out late and what were you doing out late. And I do not want to ever have to answer that question to anyone except my family. Because I'm not answerable to you, whether it's 12 a.m. or 12 p.m.
or 4 a.m.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's business, and it's nobody's business to see that as an opportunity to harass you or question you.
Definitely. And, you know, at the end of the day, even if I am out that late, I'm not doing anything to anyone. I'm just minding my own business. I'm doing my own thing and going home. Those guys are the ones who should be questioned. What were they doing out that late? Obviously,
drunk, harassing women.
Yeah. So why should I or any woman have to answer to that? And it's really ironic that you need influence to sort of fight influence, because yeah, it's very possible that if I hadn't been a nice officer's daughter, things might have gone differently. But I am. Now I have the resources, and now I have, I think, the power of the people behind me, because I have never in my life felt, support like this.
Right.
So now, of course, I mean, the only thing to do from here is to see this through.
40 women and counting. Hair mysteriously chopped as they sleep. Victims in Delhi, UP, Rajasthan, Haryana and Punjab. Families terrified, police stunned. Who is secretly chopping women's hair? What is this creepy hair chopping mystery? Few things are creeping out women across the country than this viral story. Women across 5 states are waking up to the horror of their hair chopped off. As the police fights to get to the bottom of the sickening spread of these incidents, terrifying whispers sweep villages and towns across North India. A sinister cross-country campaign of witchcraft. With no arrests, no leads and no evidence except these chopped hair and terrified eyes. Will these victims and women across India have an answer soon?
It's the creepiest story in the country right now by far. And take a look, because it's spread across not just 1 or 2 states, but 8 big states in the country. From the national capital to Punjab, Uttarakhand, Rajasthan, Haryana, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. 8 states where instances of women waking up to mysteriously find that their hair has been cut with no explanation. Mischief mongering, witchcraft, rumors or media pressure. We don't know what it is, but there are terrified families in these 8 states with numbers nearing 100 incidents that has the police completely baffled. It's been more than 10 days, but the hair chopping incidents have only increased across the nation. 8 states in the north, unexplained incidents of hair chopping have come to the fore, and the police are looking increasingly clueless. What really is this about? Take a look at this report.
Days and there's no sign of this creepiness ending. Across 7 states of North India, from the national capital to the Hindi heartland, from villages in Rajasthan to the plains of Punjab, the hair chop horror has now taken root in 7 states across the north. And it's the same terrifying story in each of these places, giving women and their families nightmares. The victims, separated by hundreds of miles, are too scared to even step out of their houses anymore.
पूरा गांव में दहशत का माहौल फैला हुआ है। रात को लोग सोए नहीं, महिलाएं सोए नहीं।
और ऐसी दहशत बढ़ रही है, ना बच्चे सो रहे, ना औरत सो रही, ना आदमी सो रहा। पूरी रात घर पे बैठा रहा।
With each passing day, the victim count rises. Over the weekend, 4 women were admitted to a hospital in Uttar Pradesh's Lakhimpur Kheri after their hair was mysteriously chopped. A suspected rumor monger was even arrested on location. Similar incidents have been reported from Uttar Pradesh's Hardoi and Fatehpur, Punjab's Hoshiarpur, Bihar's Begusarai, Uttarakhand's Rudrapur and Roorkee.
पहले तो अफवाह सुनी जा रही थी टीवी चैनलों में
और अब जब गांव में ऐसा हो रहा है तो ये सच।
और रात को मम्मी को पता भी नहीं चला था कि कैसे मेरा बाल कटा है।
ऐसी लगी कि बस पैर खींच रहे हैं उनके से।
As the police across 7 states grapples with the frightening spread of these hair-chopping incidents, victims, some still very young, sit stunned, wondering where things go from here. The question now is, whoever and whatever is responsible for this, will they be caught and stopped before things go out of control? Bureau Report, India Today.
Well, from right here in the national capital where it has spread, it actually all began in Barmer in Rajasthan, and soon complaints also started pouring in from Haryana, Uttar Pradesh and here in Delhi as well, where victims claim they first lost consciousness and later found their hair had gone. Their braids had been simply chopped off in the middle of the night, something that continues to baffle police across these 8 states. While investigations are underway, many questions still remain and families remain gutted and terrified.
In the black of the night and in broad daylight, the stories are similar. Many hair-chopping victims claim they first experienced pain in their heads and moments later they found their braid chopped off. And the mystery of the incidents remain unsolved.
मैं यहाँ पे लेटी थी, अब मुझे नहीं पता कब कटी है। मैंने बस बिल्ली को देखा, मेरे पैर में यहाँ पे मुट्ठी में पंजा मारा था ना, मैं उसके पीछे चली गई। मैंने ध्यान नहीं दिया कि मेरी चुटिया कटी है, और फिर मैं वहाँ तक चली गई ना, जिन्हें तक तब पता चला कि मैंने अपने बाल पैर में चुटिया, फिर मैंने देखा उसके मुँह में।
All this started from Barmer in Rajasthan, where the victim allegedly first lost consciousness, only to wake up and find her hair gone. The reports of such claims then began to pour in from Jaisalmer, Bikaner and Nagaur area of Rajasthan. As the mystery intensified, several such incidents were reported in Haryana's Hisar, Rohtak, Jhajjar and Faridabad. And slowly the complaints of braid chopping emerged in the national capital, fueling fresh fear in Najafgarh, Palam and Mayapur areas.
पुलिस कहती है कि घर के बच्चों ने कोई शरारत करी है, पर मेरे बच्चे ऐसे हैं नहीं, ना मेरा घर का कोई परिवार का सदस्य भी ऐसा है। जो भी हुआ है ये कुछ ऊपरी चक्कर ही है, जो भी हुआ है।
Some of the victims were shell-shocked to articulate their ordeals.
कैसे होया, देखो ना बंद दरवाजे और कहां से कौन गया, कैसे क्या होया, कुछ पता तो चलना चाहिए ना, इस चीज का समस्या हल तो होनी चाहिए।
Gradually, mystery hair choppers became the talk of the town, with police suspecting mischiefs behind these incidents.
सिर्फ बच्चे बहुत डर चुके हैं। बच्चे बोलते हैं मम्मी जूड़ा बना दो, वो ना चोटी काटने वाला भूत आ जाएगा, मेरी चोटी काट लेगा, भूत आ जाएगा। आज बेटी ने भी छुट्टी कर ली।
The panic soon spread to several areas in Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh. Then the fear returned to the lanes of Dwarka in Delhi, when a policeman's wife claimed to be the next victim of hair chopping.
तो पुलिस का कहना है, तो देखो जब मेरा गेट बंद है, मेरा सब परिवार मेरे घर पर आया, तो इसके मतलब कैसे अफवाह हो गई है, हैं? मैं तो नहीं मानती इसको, मेरी साथ बीती हुई है, तो देखो मैं तो, और इसकी कुछ कार्रवाई करो, देखो।
As a result, the fear of the mystery hair chopper has only strengthened, leaving many questions that remain to be answered. With Anuj Mishra, Chirag Goti in Agra and Puneet Sharma in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
I want to go across to India Today's Kumar Kunal, whose team is reporting on this story from the ground across 8 states. Kunal, a very, very strange, confusing mystery. The police, has some theories, but there is no confirmation of, how this can happen. And the most scary thing is it's happening simultaneously across 8 states, not just in one place, Kunal.
Yeah, and that's the biggest mystery, how the same incident and with same modus operandi is happening everywhere. It might be a very light topic to discuss it here, but it's really frightening. We have gone to the ground zero. Our reporters have visited to several such houses where several such victims they found, and they are so much frightened about the situation. They are living in continuous fear across the night. Even our reporters visited them at night, and they found that several of the men in the villages, in the Juggis, they are just patrolling outside their houses. So this is the situation which is no one can explain what's actually happening out there, because even police doesn't have any certain theory that this is happening, and that's why these kind of incidents is happening. But right now there are no answers, nothing very clear why these kind of incidents are happening, and such widespread incidents as we have reported that across the 8 states the similar kind of things are happening. Yes. And similar reports are coming from across the country.
It's really, really confusing, scary, traumatizing for those families. Thank you very much, Kunal. Like Kunal was saying, there are no answers. That's the most unsettling part about this story. Well, the hair-chopping mystery across 8 states, not just across the other states, but also in this country's national capital, from Dwarka, one of the biggest residential sites in the national capital, where a retired policeman's wife has claimed to become the latest victim of this mysterious nighttime hair-chopping incident. This is another family that's totally traumatized. Take a look at this report.
खिंचाव हो यार, मेरे को मतलब सिर में दर्द सा ऐसे, मतलब मेरा मुंह कैसे ऊपर हाथ लगाया।
अच्छा, कुछ मुंह पे भी लगा जैसे मतलब
हाथ ऐसे नहीं लगाया जैसे। अच्छा, तो भी फिर मैं बेहोश हो गई, फिर नीचे गिर गई मैं। जब इनके सिर पापा ने देखे तब वो मेरी चोटी कटी गई।
Anita Devi narrating the moment she sensed someone walk into her room, and moments later her family discovered her chopped hair near her bed. Her husband, a retired sub-inspector of the Delhi police, bewildered, says no one came to the house that afternoon.
मैं आया जब, और ये दरवाजा गर्मी की वजह से ये खुला हुआ था, ये बंद था। ये
लोहे वाला तो बंद था ना?
हाँ, लोहे वाला ये बंद था। कोई आया, कोई नहीं गया, कोई नहीं आया, कोई नहीं।
The mystery of hair-chopping incidents has only deepened in recent days, a mass hysteria that has gripped various districts of Uttar Pradesh. Some of these girls claimed that they had a strange dream before finding their braids chopped off.
और रात के 2:30 बजे मैं उठी, मैंने अपने बालों में हाथ लगाया तो मेरे बाल चुभे। मैंने अपनी बहन को उठाई, मेरे पास में पड़ी थी, और मैंने उठाई, मेरी चोटी लगी।
In Bihar, the father of this girl claimed he didn't believe TV reports until his own daughter became the victim of the incident.
घटना ये हमने के टीवी में देखते हैं तो हमने ये कि झूठा हो, लेकिन जब हमने के घर ही घटना घटी गई तब क्या करेगा आदमी झूठा माने। अब अगर हमने के बुझाते हैं कि पुलिस के यहाँ जाएं या कि ना जाएं।
From Rajasthan to Haryana and Madhya Pradesh to Delhi, the hysteria has only spread, leaving the police clueless.
ये उल्टा सीधा लोग अफवाहें फैला रहे हैं। किसी ने फैला दिया कि साहब जिसकी चोटी कट जाए तो सरकार उसको अनुदान देगी, तो चोटी काटने लगी। पर ये एक जानकारी चाहिए, इससे हो रहा है। हम लोग पूरा प्रयास कर रहे हैं। कोई इसमें एक कहीं पकड़ा भी गया है, गोरखपुर को बता रहा है।
Sadly, the rumor cost a life in Agra, with villagers killing a 62-year-old woman, suspecting her of being a witch who chopped women's hair. The fear is only growing by the day.
2 बजे आई ना, मैंने जानी कि चुड़ैली के बे आई, भूतनी आई। जब अल्लाह है रोज तो वही सफेद बार है, मैंने तो बे ही दिखाई देंगे भैया। हम तो एकदम गिगी बन गई है भाई, टेटू पकड़े जमाने की गिगी बन आ गई, बे आ गई।
And now the strange fear has forced people to hang lemons and chilies outside their homes to ward off evil spirits, and even use witchcraft to protect themselves from such evil forces.
कोई ना खेत में जा रही है ना घर से मैं ना निकल नहीं रही है।
But now the question remains, What's the truth behind the mystery panning out across North Indian states? Is it just rumour or mass hysteria or cases of sheer mischief? With Pushpendra Pandey in Buxar, Ajay Singh Chauhan in Banda and Bipul Rawat in Katihar, Bureau Report, India Today.
And right here on 5 Live, after this very short break, when you return, we're going to put the spotlight on the police and tell you what each of those investigations have actually found. Some of those are really surprising. You've heard the traumatized voices and opinions of those families of over 80 women who've had their hair mysteriously chopped as they slept across 8 states, not just here in the national capital, but also the surrounding states and the Hindi heartland. But what about the investigations? What about the police? Well, here's an example of an investigation that's taking place right here in New Delhi. Take a look.
With the number of hair chopping complaints rising and the mystery deepening, now efforts are being made to unravel the reality. In Delhi, police have launched a full investigation, taking into account even psychological angle.
चुटिया काटने वाला था, ऐसे ही दिख रहा था, मुझे ऐसा लगा कि मेरी चोटी काटेगा वो।
आधा नींबू और 3 मिर्च टांग दिए डर की वजह से।
The incidents are not just exclusive to Delhi and the National Capital Region. The horror claims are the same, be it in Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh or Rajasthan. And most of these women claim to have gone through the horror while they were deep in sleep, raising the question, why did the women fall unconscious before their hair was chopped off?
मगर ना मैं लेट गई उस सिर ने बांध के खूब गाड़ी बांध के अपना नू पकड़ कर नू लेटी मैं सिर में और मैंने 3 आवाज लगाई और मेरे सिर पाट को अरे मेरे सिर पाट को बस 3 को तो बेरा मुझे फिर ना बेरा
कुछ ना जी बस एक बार धड़कन सी बहुत देर फिर दिखना तो बंद हो गया बस।
अब तबीयत कैसी है?
चक्कर आ रहा है जी।
चक्कर आ रहा है? हाँ। ये किसने काटा कुछ नहीं पता बात किसने काटी?
कुछ नहीं दिखाई दिया जी मना क्या था दिखा ही नहीं फिर।
The challenge before the police is that the incidents can't be brushed aside as evil practices, as the law of the land doesn't recognize it. That's why the police is examining the forensic samples, trying to solve the mystery scientifically, taking help of even psychiatrists and psychologists. So long as the investigation is underway, the Delhi police urged people to stay away from rumor mongering.
जो कि इमोशनली ज़्यादा स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं होते, जिनकी ईगो थोड़ी फ्रेजाइल होती है, तो वो कोई भी ऐसे नेगेटिव न्यूज़ होती है या ऐसे कोई न्यूज़ है जो ऑथेंटिकेट नहीं हुई हुई उसको भी वो एक बार सच मान लेते हैं।
Clearly, the police is leaving no stone unturned, believing the claims of hair chopping could also be related to mass hysteria. With Anuj Mishra in Mathura, Chirag Goti in Delhi and Himanshu Mishra, Bureau Report, India Today.
Because let's face it, the details of each of these stories are really unsettling, really unnerving. Trishul marks on people's bodies, not being able to sleep at night, ghostly appearances in people's dreams, people claiming that they've, found their hair chopped and kept in some other room, witchcraft rumors, whether this is mass hysteria, media pressure, or the many other things, including some kind of mischief to oppress women, even property disputes. There are many theories that the police is actually looking at this time. Take a look at this report.
Different women, different stories. But what ties them together? All these women have had their hair chopped off. But who's cutting their hair? And how are these mystery hair choppers operating? While some women have seen only their shadows, some have not even managed to catch that sight. As logical explanations remain elusive, people are finding heart in the fact that this could only be witchcraft. But what's curious is that in Rajasthan, not only were the women's braids chopped off, they were apparently even branded with Trishul marks on their bodies and bindis on their foreheads. While the hair chopping victims in Delhi have not been branded, their experience too eludes logic. These women claim that their hair was chopped while they were sleeping behind locked doors.
सिर ने खूब अपना यहाँ लेट गई, इसी बेड पे लेटी, जहाँ मैं बैठी हूँ यहीं लेट गई। और जब मेरे सिर में बहुत तेज दर्द हुआ तो मैंने अपना सिर नू दाब लिया दोनों हाथों से, खूब कैडो दाबे, मेरी चीख निकली। अरे राहुल सन्नी भाई मेरा बाल पट गया, अरे मेरा सिर पट को कति नस पट गई मेरी। वैसे इतना तो मैंने पता, फिर ना पता।
तो आपने देखा यहाँ आपके फिर बाल कटे हुए थे?
हाँ।
What's also bringing the police probe to a virtual halt is that the victims now are too scared to speak out.
इस प्रकार की जो बात कहीं सुनने को मिलती है तो उसको इतना स्प्रेड आउट ना करें कि ताकि वो एक दूसरे को देखकर दूसरी जनता में भय का माहौल पैदा होता है। और जो इस प्रकार की गुड़गांव में इंसिडेंट्स हो रही हैं, गुड़गांव पुलिस उनकी पूरी तरह से जांच कर रही है।
Police are now urging victims and their families to pay no heed to rumors fueled by superstition.
तो ये इंसिडेंट जो रिपोर्ट हो रही है, ये एक खास तौर से जो लगता है ये भ्रम फैलाया जा रहा है और इसमें कोई भी इसमें मिस्ट्री नहीं है।
But as the cops attempt to keep rumors at bay, what they cannot deny is that women's braids are being chopped off under the most mysterious circumstances. And over a week on now, the police have made no headway in even coming close to nabbing the mystery hair choppers. With Anuj Mishra, Chirag Gothi, Himanshu Mishra, Puneet Sharma, Bureau Report, India Today.